Hey YouTubers, Lyft drivers, peace and blessings. I was just finishing my last Lyft ride for today. You have to forgive my clothes. This is what I wear when I'm lifting. I don't wear anything fancy, so my collar, it's just an old shirt. It looks a little chewed up. But I was driving, and I was just kind of checking my account to see like what I had made for each ride. And so I had this one particular rider who said that they were going to tip me $20. And it always shows you, if you haven't used Lyft as a driver, it shows you how much you made for each ride minus what they already took out for themselves, what Lyft already took out, plus like tips or bonuses or anything like that per ride. So this guy, I took him, he wanted to do an extra stop. So with Lyft, you can only do one extra stop. So for instance, if I'm taking you home, I can take you to another stop, which might be the grocery store, bank, gas station, or whatever. But anyway, he asked me to do an extra stop. And that, he told me he was gonna pay me $20 extra in cash. And so I went to, I took him to the other, because he already had an extra stop. So of course Lyft, won't let you do two stops. I think Uber will, but you can only do one extra stop with Lyft. So anyway, I took him to the other places he needed to. And then I took him to the gas station, and that's where he was, that was the stop that he was going to give me the extra $20 for. So I took him to the gas station. He comes out and he says that the gas station that I took him to wouldn't let him take any money off his card. So then when we get to his house, when we get to his house, he showed me that he had tipped me $20. But before, because you can also tip in the app, like from your card. But before he dropped him off, he was telling me how a lot of people now with DoorDash, Uber Eats, Lyft, or whatever, they will put okay, I'm gonna give you a $50 tip, or I'm gonna give you a $100 tip, and it'll be they'll show you that they put it in on the phone, entered it into the payment or whatever. But what happens is a lot of them, they pay with prepaid cards. So if it's if they're paying with a prepaid card that has $100 on it in total, but they've already used $75 of it, and it only has $25 left, and let's say that their ride was $25, they can still put it in the app that they're gonna tip you $100, because it's not gonna take it out until the ride ends. So you're thinking that, okay, I'm about to get tipped $50 or $100, but it's a prepaid card, so it's only gonna take out the amount that's needed to cover the ride, and as far as your tip, you're not gonna get your tip. So that happens a lot. I can't remember if it's ever happened to me before, because sometimes, especially on days like this, when I've made so much money from the bonuses and the ride challenges where Lyft gives you extra money, I really don't go back and calculate if somebody actually gave me the tip that they said that they were going to give. And the second thing is, if I'm making an extra stop, I'm already, even though you're not supposed to, but if I'm making an extra stop, I'm not going to do an extra stop that's out of my way. So the guy today, he asked me to stop at the gas station, which was already en route to where we were going to go drop him off. So I wasn't thinking it wasn't so far out of my way that it actually took something out of my pocket or out of my gas tank to drop him off. And he went into the gas station. He was in there for 30 seconds and he came back out. So what did I lose? Of course you're not supposed to do extra stops by the guidebook of Lyft, but they're not in those people's faces every day. If somebody needs to stop at the gas station or grocery store and they're not going to be longer than 5 minutes, what do you lose by that? So whether or not he, you know, in my mind, I was thinking whether or not he tips me $2 or $20 or anything, it's not a big issue for me to make that extra stop because I wasn't really losing nothing and I was still helping somebody. So that's what you have to decide when people are offering you extra tips and stuff. Even when they offer, this is something you're really not supposed to do. Even when people offer to give you money to give them a ride outside of Lyft, like just like if you take me here, I'll pay you $10 with Cash App or whatever. The only reason that I would say you really shouldn't do that is because if something were to happen while you were driving that person, like if you were to get in a car accident or a car wreck and they weren't registered on the app, on the Lyft app as having gotten a ride from you, you wouldn't be covered under Lyft insurance or you know, your liability insurance for that, because that was a person, if they're paying you outside of Lyft, they're not a Lyft customer at that point. They're just some stranger that you're driving around for however amount of dollars. And it's like, is it worth, you know, even though they may pay you more than what Lyft would have paid you, you're taking on a lot more of a liability if you were to get in a car wreck, if the person was to attack you, like if, you know, anything like that, if the person was to take you to some strange place, or, you know, if y'all got into it for whatever reason, like you just don't want to take that chance. But anyway, that's a whole nother video about safety. But I was just saying, like, when you are accepting tips or whatever, you have to decide, like, if it's something extra that they're asking you to do, just, you know, kind of decide, like, is it really gonna hurt me to do it? If not, you know, because in the end, like I said, either way, it wasn't hurting me to give him an extra ride. But if you know you're gonna be really going out of your way, you know, you also have to take the risk that the person is not gonna actually tip you. You know, I mean, you know, what are you gonna do if they don't tip you, or if they tip you on the app and they do pull the prepaid card, you know, scheme or whatever. So yeah, like, just, you know, just kind of consider those things. Like, I usually don't take tips into account, like, because I just don't want to get my hopes up. Like I said, if I'm doing something for somebody, it's regardless of a tip. Like, whether or not I get a tip, I'm doing something nice, I did it, you know, whatever, hoorah, hoorah. So just kind of be thinking about that. And like I said, like today, I don't know what, you know, I guess Lyft, I don't know if they need more drivers or whatever, but they I've pretty much had a ride bonus on every single ride that I've done. And I've done the ride challenges where, like, if you do 10 rides in a row, or 10 rides in general, they'll give you an extra $19. And then I think it was an extra 5 rides and then $28 more, and an extra 5 rides and $28 more, plus bonuses on top of my each ride, plus a tip. So I probably made like $270 in the span of like 6 or 7 hours. And sometimes it's like that, like, so in those cases, like, a tip doesn't matter. But yeah, that's just my little almost 10-minute tidbit on that, like, as far as that. Now, I would say, when I was driving with Uber, somebody got me, a guy, he offered me $10 if I drove, like, really fast to get him to his location. And when I looked in the app, he had actually tipped me $5. So it happens, but like I said, like, it's not a big deal either way. Nowadays, I don't speed for anybody. Like, I'm a slow driver at heart anyway, so you'll rarely catch me speeding for anybody. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm wrapping it up for today, but I'll probably do another video about something else if I can. I have a couple other things I wanted to talk about. But yeah, if y'all have any questions about that or any stories of your own, feel free to comment. I'll see y'all later.